Hi, thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. I appreciate you clicking on this video. So today I am going to talk about bronzers. Now you might be thinking, why the heck is she talking about bronzers when summer's almost over? Well, I don't know about you. I'd love to find this out actually, but I use bronzers as part of my makeup routine year round. I wouldn't put on my makeup without a bronzer. I just love how it makes my skin look alive. It gives it a nice glow. It makes it look healthy. It pretty much gives it a suntan look, and I love that. You know, I don't tan myself at all, but in the event I would get a little tan, I skew on the, my skin is a light olive color all around, with some yellow in it as well, and when I do get a tan, I get a very golden bronze look, and of course, who doesn't like when they look tanned? It just looks so good, and I love it. So I like to use a bronzer on my face year round. Now it's nothing heavy, you know, it's not full on bronze, but I just like to use a little bit of bronzer to just liven my skin up and give it that glow and that healthy look. I used to actually use sunless tanners on my face all the time, but because I had developed melasma because of sunning, I stopped using them because I think that they were darkening my melasma. But my last video I did, I talked to you about my dermatologist visit, and she said that my melasma really seems to be under control. So I might even start using sunless tanners again on my face. But that was one of the reasons why I switched to the bronzers instead, because I wasn't able to use a sunless tanner. So we'll see what I do going forward. But so I'm going to talk to you about a couple bronzers that I have. And I would love to know, do any of you use bronzers year round? Am I the only one? I would love to know that. So the kind of bronzers I go for, not matte. I don't like matte bronzers. As a matter of fact, in my last video also, I did an update on the Laura Mercier Eye and Cheek palette, and there was a bronzer in it, and I tried it, and it was matte bronzer. I didn't like it at all. It just, to me, my face kind of looked muddy. I didn't like, I don't know if this makes sense, but there was kind of a drag. It wasn't very silky and smooth to me, so I just didn't like it. I don't use matte bronzers. I don't like them. So I use bronzers that have a glow, and again, I'm not talking shimmery, particle, glitters, stuff like that. I'm just talking a light glow or maybe even a sheen. So I'm going to give you some of the bronzers that I've been using over the years and the ones that I really like. And I'm going to start with the high end, and I have a mid end, and then I'll talk to you about the drugstore bronzers. So the first one, of course, you've heard of this if you're a YouTube makeup lover, the Nars Laguna. It is a really good bronzer. It really, really is. You can see I'm almost out. I have repurchased this several times. It doesn't turn me orange. If you look really, really close, there's very light shimmer particles in it. So it's not a matte bronzer, but boy, do I love this. It really makes my face come alive, and I just love to use this. And it's one of my favorite high-end bronzers, and I have repurchased it over and over, and I will continue to do so. The next one I have is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Celestial Bronzing Veil. It's in Tropical Days. If you can see this bronzer, if you're familiar with IT Cosmetics, they have bronzers and blushes that are what I call the gradient, where they go from the darker to the lighter. It almost looks like with this that it would be too shimmery, and I think if you're very heavy-handed with this, because you can see the shimmers on the top here, or the lighter part, lighter color, but if you're very heavy-handed and you have to, you know, watch what brush you use with these bronzers, and I'll talk about that in a second as well, but if you're very heavy-handed, it probably can be over shimmery, but I use a brush that is not as condensed or packed, and I just swirl it around, tap it off, and then apply it that way. But this is a nice bronzer if you're looking for something high-end as well. The other one that I have that is a good one too is Trish McEvoy Dual Sunlit Bronzer. It is, one part is the bronzer, the other part is the highlight, and again, it's a very it's a glowy bronzer. Again, you don't want to use a brush that's very compact. You want to use something that's a little more fluffy, and I just take the brush, swirl it around, tap it off, and again apply. But it's a nice one. It makes your face glow. It's not too shimmery. It's not too it's not glittery at all, and it is a nice bronzer. It is. I like this one as well. The other bronzer that I have, probably on the mid end, would be the Too Faced, and it is called Too Faced Endless Summer 16-Hour Long Wear Bronzer, and it looks like this. Again, it's another one that doesn't turn you orange. It doesn't make me look muddy. I actually bought this one because of the long wear, and I don't know if it's 16 hours. I don't know. If I can just get through maybe 8 hours, I'm fine with it. Usually I reapply if I need to anyhow, after, you know, after my day is done, if I'm going back out with, or if I'm going out again and I touch up my makeup, I usually reapply my bronzers anyhow. But this is a nice one. It's not bad at all. So I haven't tried any of their other Too Faced or their other bronzers in the Too Faced line, but I understand they're pretty good as well. So this is a good one. But I have to tell you, out of all the bronzers I have and love and used over the years, my favorite drugstore bronzers are still the Physicians Formula. They are so good. I have bought several over the years, and I have one that I hesitate to even show you because they just don't make it anymore, but it is my favorite, so I'm going to show you anyhow. It's called the Bronze Booster Beauty Balm Bronzer, and it looks like this. And what it is basically really is it's a beauty balm in a powder form. Now, I was so sad to see that they discontinued this, and how I know they discontinued because I got on the phone and I called Physicians Formula, and I said, hey, what the heck? Did you guys discontinue it? And she said yes, and I said, oh geez, okay. So I scoured eBay and Amazon, and I did actually find this. It was one of the last ones that they had with expiration date for next year. So I guess I was lucky to be able to find this, and I'm going to use it I'm going to use it before I, you know, finish these others up, because it does expire next year. But I just love this bronzer. I really do. It just, when I decide that I don't even feel like putting on much makeup, not even a tinted moisturizer, I just take out my brush and I just apply this. And it just automatically warms up my face, gives me a nice glow, and I just love it. I'm sad that they discontinued it, but I just love the Physicians Formula bronzers. You could get them under $15 if you have a coupon, and I just think they're really, really good. And I have rarely found a Physicians Formula bronzer that I don't like, except this one I'm going to talk about, which is I'm still on the fence about. But let me just tell you about Physicians Formula bronzers, just a tip if you don't know already. I don't know what it is, but I cannot use the lighter shade in their bronzers. I have to go to the medium dark shade, and I'm not particularly, like I said, I'm about a light medium skin tone, and I just need to do that. I just need to go up in the shade because there's something about their lighter shades that don't really show up on me. So that's just a tip if you have tried it and you think, okay, it's not showing up, or you want to try a Physicians Formula bronzer you never have. You could probably go with the dark or medium to dark shade, and you know, you could vary the application by the brush as well, as far as you know, how compact the brush is and how much color payoff you're going to get. And I'm going to show you that in a second here too. But the bronzer that is still I'm on the fence about is the one that's so popular on YouTube, and it's the Butter Bronzer. I don't know. You know, first of all, I love my coconut tropical smell. Like, it smells like the tropics to me in suntan lotion. And this is a coconut smell, but it is so pungent that I have such a hard time getting past it, especially initially. It does dissipate, but boy, I get, maybe it just smells so artificial to me or something, or I just have a hard time with that. So that's number one, trying to get past that. And it does dissipate, to be fair, it does, but still initially it's whoa. The second thing about this bronzer is, and again, I was able to get only the, I think it's just called the bronzer. I understand they make another one that's darker, and I haven't really scoured for it yet. But the other problem with this bronzer for me, again, is it really is, I don't think it shows up too well. So I don't know if I like it enough to go and look for the darker bronzer. if I had known initially that it came in, I think it comes in 3 different shades actually. If I would have known that initially, I wouldn't have bought this. I would have gone for the darker one, which I think I did remember looking for in the store, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find I think they had like, this is the lighter one, and then they have a mid, and then even a darker one, I think. I don't know. I didn't do enough research just because it's not my favorite bronzer. But, you know, it's okay. Again, I know it's popular. I don't know. There's something about it that I'm not sure I really like. And like I said, I don't know if I would get the darker shade. So, I wonder if you have this, if you could tell me what you think. Do you guys like it? Do you have it in the darker shade? Do you like it any better? Again, I think initially I'm going to have a hard time getting past the smell on this, which really kind of turned me off. But let me know about that, and I guess it'll be a decision maker for me whether or not I should even purchase the darker one. But I am going to show you how I apply my bronzer, and there really is nothing to it. And you know, it's interesting to me as far as makeup application. I love to watch people apply makeup, but I don't do, and maybe I should, but I don't strobe, I don't bake, I don't do the cut crease, I don't do the V on the eyeshadow, even though I probably should, because I do have a slight hooded eye. And like I said, I don't even contour. I don't even own a contour powder. So if I do any type of quote-unquote contouring, I guess it would be when I put on my bronzer, but I don't officially do anything that YouTube you know, shows as far as application tips. And again, maybe I should, I don't know, I just don't. But I just kind of do my own thing. So let me show you how I apply the bronzer. Now, for Physicians Formula bronzers, I always use a brush like this that's more compacted. I think this is my Eco Tools brush. This is a nice brush. I have a couple of them I bought. It's pretty inexpensive as well. But I want a heavier compacted brush for Physicians Formula specifically, because I want to pick up more color. So in this case, all I do is I take the brush, I swirl it in the product. I even swirl it in the cap, and then I tap it off. And I just do on the side of my forehead, I do down on my cheek here, back up. I do the jawline down here. Of course, I rub it or brush it on my neck, so there's not a demarcation. I do a little on my forehead and a little bit on my nose, and that pretty much is it. I mean, I don't like I said, I don't contour, so maybe this would be considered somewhat of a contour. I don't know, but that's how I apply my bronzers. There's really nothing to it. So I hope this video helped you as far as bronzers, and I would love to hear what kind of bronzers you use, if you use bronzers all year like I do, or you just use them during the summer, and what some of your favorites are. And again, I thank you for watching this, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And I have a product I bought from QVC, if anyone is interested in me talking about. It's the Elemis. They had a today's special value that I had gotten, and I thought it was a pretty good deal. So I'm in the process of testing it out, and I might do a review on it if anyone's interested, or if you've ever used Elemis products, if you would tell me what you think, and maybe that'll be my next video coming up here. But so far I like it. I don't know, it's hard to get a read on skincare. I need to at least give it about a month to make a decision, but so far it's nice, especially for the price, because I know they're very expensive. I had a facial one time on a cruise ship, or a facial on a cruise ship one time, and they had Elemis products, and of course they always inflate the prices on those ships, but it was very nice. So I thought, well, let me just try it. I saw it on QVC, so I got today's special value. And maybe I'll do a video on that, but if you haven't already, let me know. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.